Welcome, friends, gamers, and other enthusiasts to the BoydofZINJ channel. I hope you enjoy your time here and the video. Please like, subscribe, do all the bell icons, and comment. It really does help small content creators like myself and others by doing so. If you click on the notifications, it may even let others and the YouTube gods know that they may enjoy these videos. With that being said, let's play. City Skylines with Battletech Roleplay Lore Talks. This is a new series designed to assist the City Skylines players understand how the Battletech universe, the lore of Battletech, the factions of Battletech will be integrated within the gameplay of City Skylines' current Let's Play series that I'm currently hosting and publishing on YouTube. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. When discussing politics and factions within the Battletech universe circa 3025 era, most people assume we will be talking about the five major houses: House Lyle, House Steiner, House Davian, House Merrick, House Krita. These are the five most public and largest factions within the Battletech universe in the 3025 era. However, there is a sixth faction just as powerful and just as important, and this is ComStar, the faction we are going to be discussing right now. ComStar. ComStar, known as the ComStar Order or simply the Order, is an interstellar organization charged with maintaining the HPG network or the Hyperpulse Generator network, the primary means of communications in the Battletech universe in the 3025 era, and also protecting Terra, the original Earth. The quick history of ComStar started with the collapse of the Star League era. When the Star League collapsed, the Minister of Communications within the Star League, Jerome Blake, foresaw the upcoming succession wars and mankind's decline of technology and knowledge. With the agreement of the successor states, the House Lords and Jerome Blake made Terra a neutral planet and was given control of the vast FTL communication network, or the HPG network, within the Inner Sphere. This made ComStar a very powerful entity, but neutral to the succession wars. Secretly, ComStar did have political agendas and was a quote-unquote secret player within the Inner Sphere. Obviously, this changed when a handful of ComStar guard units, bureaucrats, and a few random ComStar personnel boarded the refugees' dropship and jump ships, and the jump ship made an unscheduled misjump into the great unknown and landed into Neo Terra and Neo Sol. While the initial numbers were small, ComStar quickly recruited within the refugees' rank. And nearly 2,000 years later, after the terraforming of Terra and the current age of the City Skylines Let's Play series, ComStar is a growing quote-unquote neutral faction within Neoterra. All new recruits and children within ComStar will join the ComStar Order, or simply the Order for short. The ComStar organization is a quasi-semi-religious techno faction. The number 3, for some odd reason, is very important to ComStar. You will always see 3 policemen in a patrol car. There will be 3 representatives in the city council from ComStar at all times. And there are 3 primary factions within ComStar: the Order, Word of Blake, and ComGuards. The first political organization and faction within ComStar that I will discuss, which ironically is the least important, is the Order. The Order. Every ComStar child and recruit will join this faction. Every member of ComStar is part of the Order. In current City Skylines politics, faction-wise, the Order simply refers to ComStar. It has no other political agenda or leadership beyond grouping all of ComStar together. All new recruits And this is just to reiterate, all new recruits and children within ComStar will join this faction of ComStar. This is a globalization of ComStar, and there are several people within this faction that will not join any other faction of the ComStar. Some people who are some ComStar agents who are inside the order will never join Word of Blake or the Com Guards. There are You are free to do so. However, every member of ComStar, all the adepts, all the ComStar personnel, family members will join the order. The next political faction within ComStar that I would like to discuss is the Word of Blake or Word of Blake. When someone within ComStar wants to dabble in politics or leadership, most join the Word of Blake faction. The vast majority of people within the Word of Blake faction view the teachings of Jerome Blake as the gospel, and that Jerome Blake was either divine, had a spark of divinity, or was some type of prophet. Everything that Jerome Blake has foretold in his prophecies seem to have come true. Back when Jerome Blake founded ComStar, Jerome Blake wrote in his diaries, which ComStar views now as almost religious documents, that mankind would enter a large series of wars that would devastate the inner sphere. And the succession wars was that. The succession wars sadly devastated the inner sphere, which is why these refugees were seeking a new home. Likewise, Jerome Blake warned that technology and knowledge would decrease because of the upcoming wars. And back in the inner sphere, and sadly, these refugees found themselves losing technologies. You have to remember when the Neo-Terra incident happened, most of these refugees did not have access to technology, were not educated. As a result, mankind here on Neo-Terra entered a near dark age for technology. While the while technology and the understanding of sciences started to decay, the Word of Blake faction started to teach the population, the refugees, science. Most Word of Blake faction personnel are teachers, scientists, political and religious leaders, and icons. Their ultimate goal within the Word of Blake faction is to spread the word of Jerome Blake to the masses and to educate the people of Neo-Terra. As with all political organizations, Word of Blake does have secret agendas to generate revenue or to spread the word of Blake to the masses. The city of Boydton is no exception. In this City Skylines Let's Play series, the Word of Blake faction within ComStar will be trying to spread the word of Blake knowledge and influence in the inner sphere. And of course, money's important. So you'll occasionally see ComStar organizations trying to gain control of certain industries or money profit situations to further their interests. The last major faction within ComStar is known as the ComGuards. The ComGuards were the military and law enforcement arm of ComStar. Obviously, on Neo-Terra, there is no military at this time. As a result, the ComGuards are relegated to law enforcement, the fire department, and some branch of medical. So you'll see several ComGuard faction personnel in med clinics, hospitals, etc. Likewise, the ComGuards have started to extend their reach to other sectors of city life as well. ComGuards have no general political agendas to speak of. However, they are a powerful voice within ComStar, and nothing can be done without the ComStar's ultimate approval. I say again, nothing can be done without the ComGuard's ultimate approval. This is very important to the ComStar's political agenda. Even though Word of Blake tends to dominate the political agenda theater, Word of Blake requires the ComGuards to assist them at all times. If a project is too costly, expensive, or dangerous, the ComGuards do have the power and right to close it down. If, for whatever reason, the project continues, law enforcement or fire coverage in the area may seem to move away and disappear. This is the power of the ComGuards. Within ComStar, there are a few minor factions as well. The two largest minor factions within the ComStar organization is the Explorer Corps and the ComStar Bureau of Investigations. Let's talk about the Explorer Corps first. The Explorer Corps, back when during the Innersphere era, ComStar created an agency or faction called the Explorer Corps. This faction and organization was designed to search the galaxy for the missing SLDF Kerensky fleet that fled the Innersphere during the start of the Succession Wars. Likewise, they were also tasked in locating lost treasure and artifacts of the past, and to explore the galaxy. The galaxy had not yet been fully explored, and there could be vast treasures and planets out there that needed to be colonized. And this was what the Explorers Corps was designed back within the Inner Sphere. There were two Explorer Corps agents helping with the refugees when the event happened and the refugees got stuck on Neoterra. The next major faction within ComStar is the Bureau of Investigations. This is essentially the news and political arm of ComStar. This minor faction of ComStar is now tasked with providing news to the masses within Neoterra, and from time to time we may see quote-unquote news articles from ComStar telling us how the city is doing, any weird situations, or general information. While this is a minor faction within ComStar, Word of Blake will sometimes also spread propaganda within the newsfeed. Even though ComStar started off as a small number of people within the refugees' ranks, the numbers started to grow. ComStar started recruiting people, having families, and after 20 to 25 generations, their numbers swelled. There are several important people within the ComStar history of Neoterra. The current leader of the ComStar family is the Stone family. The Stone family is one of the few families that has strong ties to both Word of Blake and ComGuards. And both factions view the Stone family as their leader. The Stone family resides in the first city of Neoterra, Unity Prime. Within the city of BoydofZINJ, however, ComStar does have several political families that are vying for improvement. Whenever ComStar is required to vote on a situation, you will always see three different individuals. Again, ComStar has an affinity to the number 3. One of the ComStar representatives will represent the agendas and interests of the Word of Blake faction. The next ComStar representative will represent the agenda and interests of the ComGuards faction. The last ComStar representative will be a neutral person, someone within the order, obviously, and typically this person has no say except during a tiebreaker situation. If Word of Blake and the ComGuards cannot agree on a situation for their vote, the neutral last representative will hear both sides and make a decision and place the vote for ComStar. Again, 3 is the magical number for ComStar. Other important people and families within ComStar. Back when Neoterra was new and not explored, and new to the refugees, obviously, and back when, before it was terraformed, there was an explorer named Eduardo Clark, one of the few ComStar adepts to be trapped within the refugees that was part of the ComStar Explorer Corps. Eduardo Clark started to explore the planet and catalog it for the good of all. Eduardo Clark discovered several areas and made lots of land discoveries, and also potential places for city locations. Naturally, the planet had to be terraformed, and it would take almost 2,000 years before Eduardo Clark's dreams would be flourished and cities would start blooming on the planet. He would even discover this area where Boyton was founded. In fact, the BoydofZINJ family, not a ComStar family and or group, was funding Eduardo Clark's exploration at the time that Eduardo Clark discovered this area of the world. As a result, the BoydofZINJ family was able to gain the title of the land of this area, and this is why the BoydofZINJ family has become, quote unquote, the mayor of Boyton, and why the city is even called Boyton to begin with. Other important people and families within and industries within ComStar include the Yang family. The Yang family were a rich family in the Outer Rim. The Outer Rim was a periphery state back in the Inner Sphere days. Technically, it was outside the Inner Sphere, which is why it was a periphery state. Regardless, war and bad luck found the family running from mercenaries and bounty hunters. The Yang family made their way to Earth to seek new life and found themselves birthed within a bunch of refugees. When the events happened, the Yang family found themselves stuck on Neoterra with the other refugees. ComStar agents found potential within the Yang family. As a result, ComStar recruited the Yang family into ComStar early, before the terraforming process even began on Neoterra. Since then, all generations of the Yang family have become devout members of ComStar, and the family has members in both the Word of Blake faction as well as Common Guards. The Yang family also created Yang Industries. This industry corporation or industry was designed to help bring back technology and comfort back to the refugees. Currently, most land, garbage collecting, and buildings, not sewage, are invented and a product of the Yang Industries. The next family is the Haste and Shug family. These two groups of families were families of refugees that were integrated into ComStar during the early days of the Neoterra planetfall. The Haste and Shug families formed an alliance and are well known for their green power energy collection and buildings, and formed a corporation called Blake's. Blake's manufactures and produces all solar plants, wind generators, and other various geothermal and green energy buildings for the population, both Neoterra and, of course, obviously, the Boyton playthrough. The last thing on the agenda is the ComStar logo. ComStar, as you can imagine, after 2,000 years, has gone through several different logos, most of which are just iterations of the same design. As a result, you may see one of these 7 logos when I discuss ComStar in general. This concludes the ComStar lore talks. I hope you enjoy them. I will be discussing other various factions within City Skylines that may be affecting gameplay. It's that time of the video where I say adios. Thank you for watching. And if you're hearing this, I really like to say thank you for staying at least this long or skipping to the end. I really appreciate it. Better yet, the YouTube gods seem to enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, click on the bell icon to notification alerts. It really does help content creators like myself. I need the help. If you have any suggestions about my YouTube content or my channel or about this video, I'd love to hear it. Please leave a comment. Regardless, I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay safe, be entertained, enjoy life, and until next time, adios, goodbye. Hope your RNG is better than mine. Thank you.
All hands, initiate shutdown sequence.